Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Dougie. Last week we did the chili verde. I don't know if any of you got a chance to try it, but some of my friends out there said, I can't do the green, I'd like the red. Well, here's a hot tip that I found. I did this recipe like a week ago for my wife and I. And you know the hot tip right now on TikTok and stuff, you see people doing the birria and dipping it in the sauce, taking the stock of the soup and putting it in their ramen with the meat and we're gonna do all of that. So what we're gonna do today is more of the pressure cooking because it's foolproof, it's so easy, and I'm just showing you how simple. So I've got my pot right here, just like a crock pot inner. We have about 4.5 pounds of chuck shoulder. Inexpensive. We're gonna trim all the fat off of that. I've got 2 onions, I've got 1 nice bunch of cilantro, and probably about 3 nice tablespoons of minced garlic, and 4 cups of water. Now, this El Pato, I've worked with a lot of Latins, and this is a staple in the house. You can buy this at most Latin grocery stores. They also have it available on Amazon or Walmart.com. So if you live in an area that you don't have any Mexican markets, you can do Walmart.com. But most of the time, this is the size can that you're gonna see. And there's 3 different varieties with this. I'm using the yellow one today, it has great flavor. They have a green one that's a jalapeno. This is a hot tomato sauce. And this is a tomato sauce with jalapeno. They all have different degrees of hot and stuff, but the flavor of this yellow one is great when you combine it with the beef, and the beef is gonna cook in here and create its own consomme. It's beef stock, and we're gonna help that along with the water and the pato so it won't be too hot. My wife had it. She's very sensitive to spicy, hot. Like I love hot. I'll make it hot where I sweat it. If I don't sweat, I'm not doing it. But watch as we put this together. So I'm gonna start prepping. I'm gonna dice this, chop this, and take all the fat out of here and put it into cubes, and then we're gonna brown it on the saute element. While that's sauteing, let me get the other stuff ready to go. I've given the 1 bunch of cilantro a nice chop. We're gonna do these 2 onions just so that I can throw them in there when we're ready. And if you want it spicier, you could just throw in some jalapenos or something. Anything that you want with the chili arbol. If I was a single man, there'd be a lot of chilies in there. But if I put a lot of chilies in there, I'd be a single man. Okay, so the meat's all trimmed up. I placed it in the pot. I haven't even put any oil in it because there's still a little bit of fat on the edges. All these things are pretty much the same. This is not an Instapot. It's a power cooker, but it's a pressure cooker. They all work the same. But they have a saute element that I will push there, and it's gonna get super hot for 20 minutes. That'll give me time to brown all this meat. I'll season it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we'll add the garlic, the onions, the sauce, and the cilantro. And then we're gonna close that thing up for 45 minutes after the saute is done, and it's gonna do its own thing. And what comes out is unbelievable. I like it, I use it in the ramen. It's a cheap, easy lunch for me, man. I get the tapatio bowl and add this broth in there with the meat and some cilantro and onion, a squeeze of lime juice, a couple squirts of tapatio. I'm a happy man. So we'll get this brown and we'll get back to you. Okay, we're 6 minutes into the saute mode right now. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper and let you take a look. Remember, we did not, that's like a teaspoon. We did not add any oil to this. This is just the fat cooking down and the meat cooking down. Okay, come in here and let's take a look. I kept no top on it until we put it under pressure. This is just saute mode. getting the color on the meat before we add in the other ingredients and seal it. But it's doing just fine on this cycle. Okay, we're gonna get the onions and the cilantro working in here. We'll throw in the garlic. Let's get a good stir so we can get the, oh man. We need Smell TV for this. This is, oh. And you see all the stock that it's creating down here? We've added no liquid. So when that mixes with the tomato and the water, it's gonna make a broth that is soup worthy, I guarantee it. We're gonna mix everything. Oh man. We're gonna seal this up. And we're gonna turn off the saute, and we're gonna go on the meat, but we're gonna add, it starts at 15 minutes, we're gonna throw 45 minutes because I know that's what it's gonna take to cook that meat. Tender, fork tender, that's what we're talking about. And that is it. It's sealed, the top setting is perfect. This is foolproof. If this fool could do it, that fool could do it. So 45 minutes, we're gonna come back. Now, we're not eating this today because it's my nephew's birthday tomorrow. This is a perfect make-ahead meal that after it's cool, you could freeze it in freezer bags, pull it out, bam, what a nice meal. Okay, so we'll look at it in 45 minutes. Okay, our timer is done. We've got a little bit of pressure left. I'm gonna release that. It's got a little valve here. It will not open. You can't open this until the pressure's all gone. So it's a safety feature. I appreciate it. The old ones kind of scared me because there were uncontrollables, I think, variables that you couldn't control. This one, it's idiot proof. So it takes just less than a minute for all the steam to clear out, and we'll open it up and give it a look-see and a taste. Then we're gonna cool it off and wait for tomorrow because we're having my nephew's celebration for his birthday. And so I will cool it off and keep it in the same pot. And tomorrow, before we serve, I'll put it back in here and push it on saute. Bring it up to a boil. Beautiful. So we're almost there. There's a little red dot that'll drop off here. Okay, here we go. Now there wasn't much fat in here, which is wonderful. A lot of liquid, you know, this is just a steamer. So let me get a big spoon. This little spoon, and you gotta cut it. That's all the fat, that little bit right there. And let's look and see how tender our meat has become. Oh yeah, it's fork tender. Now the taste test, always very important. That is soup worthy, unbelievable. That one's a little bit spicier, but it'll calm down. That is awesome. As I said, we're gonna do this tomorrow and I'll show you, we're gonna make some tacos and quesadillas with that. And we'll do the ramen to show you what I'm talking about. That's one of my favorites. Okay, we're getting ready to serve the beef. Come take a look at this before I put the broth into the ramen. Got a nice boil rolling. I'm gonna turn this off. The meat is very soft and tender, but it's all about the broth at this point. We're gonna do this on the side along with our tacos. We will close this up for 4 minutes and then garnish it. All right, let's pull some of this out and make a taco, see what we're looking at. Look at this. Just wants to flake apart. So we'll do a little of this. This. Then the tapatio. From the soup, we're gonna throw a little cilantro on that, some onion, nice squeeze of lime. I've got the beef in there and all that consomme broth. Here, I have a taco with just a little pico de gallo, and I have some more of that beef on some Mexican rice here. So the beef can be versatile. You can make this ahead and freeze it when it's cold for another time, but it's so easy and inexpensive. Anybody can do this. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to subscribe on Cooking with Dougie. Peace out.